right, this is how it's going to go. All right, you there?
Yeah, man.
Sorry about that.
What panel should I pull up?
Yeah, just something that you want to add something to.
I still have to finish this.
All right, so this is a page that we've got going. It's actually one of the first pages of our comic book, Albatross Junction. It's got this group of wanderers who are trying to camp out. Little do they know, when you turn the pages, there's some bad stuff coming for them. Somebody starts to hear that down at the bottom of the page here, and Kevin is actually going to fill in some of these colors on one of these panels. So Kevin, where are you going to color tonight?
I think I'm going to go for these two figures here, like this dude eating and this guy pointing. So my only question was, he is okay. No, he's the same guy that's right here, right on the bottom.
He kind of comes forward a bit on the bottom panel as he pushes that dude away. So I don't know how you want to handle that with the lighting, because I know the lighting's kind of sensitive here, where the only place where there's lighting coming from really is either the people who have those Illuminate or Material Light like heating devices that are on them, because it's really cold in our world, so they need like these heating devices, or they got like super warm clothes. There's a couple dudes, like the dude in this second panel that's like holding his meal and holding his nose.
They like float out of his skull, right? They're like,
yeah, so like they illuminate him a little bit, but just him, right? They're not super bright.
Yeah, but they keep him well.
They keep him warm. So maybe they're, some people might have pink ones, some people might have blue colored ones. It just depends how you want to color it. And then this generator looks like you have its light is casting like an orange or a yellow. So there's not many light sources here. There's just like the
and not to mention that I think we always gotta mention that the tech in the blood, the hemobites, kind of help keep you warm as well. Like without the hemobites, these guys are gonna be just frozen to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the hemobites were not really designed to do that. Like the hemobites were designed to perform that action in like the event of like emergencies. But they're severely taxed in this generation of people because they're dealing with this sub-zero temperatures of like what you've said before, maybe 150, 180 below. So when necessary, like when they sense that the body, because you know how they're a defense mechanism for the body to repair itself for diseases, they're like a worldwide immunization inoculation for many, many things. Hey. And what they can do as well is perform an emergency situational action. So what they do in this sense of like, let's say you're too hot, they try to cool you off. If you're too cool, they try to heat you up. And if you're sick, they try to heal you and stuff like that. But they're also got that really bad side effect of like they put like ads in them. So it's like, wait, why do I want a Coke? Why do I want a Coke so bad? Well, those hemobites inside your blood are telling you want a Coke, unfortunately. In our world, the hemobites are so old that they're still performing their actions, but they're so old that the company that made them are no longer around, so they're no longer taking sponsorships, and therefore all their stuff is outdated. All their ads are outdated. When they're sending you an ad in your bloodstream that says, you want an Oreo, you want a Dorito, and you want a Coca-Cola, and our another sponsor is whoever, and you want these items, in this world, you can't even get them anymore, unless they're telling you to get canned food or something like that. There might be some bit of canned food out there, and you could satiate that desire. But for the most part, if it says, hey, you want a Snickers bar, and that's what the blood is telling your brain, that you want a Snickers bar, you are SOL on that Snickers bar, because there is no more Snickers. There's no more Mars Candy Corporation. There's no more. This is way beyond that time frame of having that industry available. So there is no packaged goods like this anymore. Fortunately, they're SOL with all those cravings. But like you said, one of the things it does do kind of keeps them warm if they're in that danger. And these people kind of are, because what happens is they normally wouldn't need that side effect to go off in their bloodstream, but for the past couple hours or minutes, whatever it was, they needed it.
Everybody in this story, in this world, is kind of like fizzling, like sizzling up from the inside from these from the hemobites. Because without it, you would just, I mean, like we said, your skin, if your skin is exposed, it freezes, it frostbites immediately. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I guess you're like those exposed areas are, the hemobites always have to be in a sense active unless you're in a safe zone like a quantum heights where they have their own sun, and you don't, your hemobites can probably relax a bit. I don't know what fuel the hemo, but like, do you think the hemo, like everyone that has hemobites, do you think they eat more than like me or you? Like, what's the fuel for these things? Because if they are doing these actions, like you're saying, they're keeping these people's face warm, they're keeping their fingers from falling off. Is that taking some kind of energy? Where are they getting the energy from? Is it like a watch, well, like an old watch that as you move your wrist, it's charging up, you know, because it's getting that energy? Is that what it's like? Like our movement?
Maybe one of the unspoken truths of this world is like, you just crave like fat, like you just crave, like you're dying to eat like fatty stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you might find an animal and you look for the fat point. You just want to just kill that because that's what they're feeding off of.
Yeah, like the desire for that could be
like a slab of lard is like your hemobites would be so recharged, it's crazy.
Right. Okay, that makes sense, and that could be also just something that the hemobites, just like they might implant into your brain, you want an Oreo or you want a pack of Twix, it might say you want that lard, you want that fat, and it's not because of advertising purposes, but because of what you just said, where it's like it needs that, and if it doesn't get that, you know what happens is, and I'm sure that this is what happens to some of the people in this world who neglect to get that type of nutrition for their hemobites, is the hemobites, and works perfect into what you were saying about there's a couple, not diseases, but there's a couple conditions that affect people's minds in this world. Like slipping, because what happens is when you don't get that type of animal fat, that type of lard that is necessary for the hemobites to run properly, they start to eat like brain tissue. They start to eat the fat and stuff that's, you know, in your body. When that's done, they go for the brain tissue. They go for important ligaments and things like that. When they're eating those parts of the body, like the brain tissue, people start to get an almost dementia. They start to get like an Alzheimer's. We need a name for that. It might be that slip-in thing, but this, you know, the slip-in's a little different because it's like a cold scenario, where this is like they're almost malnourished with the hemo on the, you know, for themselves, but also hemobites are making it worse because the hemobites need to feed off of that fat or need to feed off of something inside the body. Now, when you're someone like Donovan Cordova, when you're someone like in Quantum Heights, when you're someone that's safe in a city and you're not too cold and your hemobites don't have to work overtime, it's probably more of a even-keeled situation where they, you know, you don't need to eat an overtly amount to support their function because they're not doing a whole lot unless they're fighting off of some kind of disease that you might be getting at that point or anything like that. But when someone's out walking around and the hemobites have to heat up their skin, heat up their toes, heat up their fingers and their nose, you're really going to have a depletion of that nutrition that the hemobites like really need. And if you can't supply that, you know, that actually brings up a great point, Kevin, that's why these people are eating.
Because they're cold, right?
It's like, not only it's like everyone eats, right? Everyone's got to eat. Yeah, you might say that, but why are these people eating right now? That's actually a good answer. I mean, if you really want to look deep into it, it's like,
my battery died. Give me some food. My battery died. Give me some food.
Yeah, like their generator's been out. They keep blinking out, and which forces their hemobites to activate more. And it's also forcing their bodies to require what the hemobites need. And what the hemobites need is to eat. And they also need to eat because they're human beings. But it's just, highlights that desperation of why are they stuffing their face so much? Well,
it's almost like you want to get the meat sweats.
Yeah, it's a matter of life or death. It really is.
That's a shitty life, man.
One of these people should wish that they were me overnight. Like, I'll sweat. It's crazy. Sweat overnight. It's ridiculous. The other night, I woke up and I touched my face. I was like so wet. I touched my face. It was just like literally like I came out of a pool.
Damn,
it was
man.
Crazy, dude. And I guess it got really hot. Like I saw the temperature thing. It said 80. You know, it got hot the past couple of days. This is like a couple of days.
It was summertime, and then today was cold.
But I just refused to turn on, even though I took the dog out for a walk. I heard some people had their AC on. I could hear it as I walked. But I was like, I'm not turning my AC on. I just had this, I'm just anti doing that too early. I don't want to do that. I don't want to turn on the AC.
Yeah, I'm not with it either.
I don't want anything about it. I don't want to know that it, like, what if I turn it on and it doesn't work? I don't want to know that. You know, I don't want to pay for it if it does. I don't want to slam the window shut after just opening the window. So I just don't care about turning on. I just would rather sit there and sweat. I was like, you know what? The shower works. Just jump in this shower. It's not a big deal. I didn't want to like sweat this much tonight, but.
Something good.
Oh, wow. Like, did you add the background or was that already there?
I just added this right now.
Looks great. Yeah, I think like maybe building up this character with a little bit more color because he is looking a little skeletal, right? Because like my drawing coming through to look. Well, I guess no, he would be skeletal, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he would
need that.
Okay,
that was exactly what I was going for. Like you just made me happy as hell when you said that. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's what we need.
Okay, that makes sense. These people are starving after all. Okay. So let me see the entire page here.
Yeah,
Kevin,
so,
how far would you say this one's finished?
I would say I'm at 87.36% done. But let me tell you my plan here. So I want to show the two satellites that Donovan has just acquired, right? And within the satellites beams, I'm going to draw like daylight clouds and blue skies in these beams.
Oh, right.
That's gonna look pretty good. It's gonna look like slits of like, you know, Cancun in those daylight, in those beams. Then I gotta get these guys kind of like fleshed out a little bit and the ground around them with the light.
Like the first panel, you mean, or I guess it would, yeah, the first panel.
Yeah, the top panel pretty much. For the most part, I think. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to done. And then I have to work on this guy a little more, so he's a little more clear, so people know exactly what's going on. And I kind of want to make the food look frozen over here when it gets spilled.
Right. Yeah, and like that one guy that you said you want to put more detail in, since he's one of the people with the special heaters.
Yeah, that's exactly what
kind of can be a little more illuminated. Yeah, so like he doesn't have to be as dark as the rest, or at least right there, like his forehead.
No, he's gonna. You might see a little bit of a skin tone, like in this area over here. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
maybe. Yeah, like you might see, like he might have like blonde hair. You might see like some icicles in his hair or something. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if there's icicles if he's got heaters, but maybe someone else has icicles, like this old woman.
It's gonna be real. It's gonna be real.
Or they could always have like a little snow. Like you could take at the end like a little white, or I could do it if I'm finishing the page. I'll put some like a little like some snow, because what I want to start happening is I think we have this transition of, and I'm sorry if you weren't finished talking about this page, but the just to trickle a little snow in there, a couple flakes maybe, and then when you turn the page, a little more, couple more flakes, and then when you turn the page again, a couple more flakes, until we get to the point where the Dybbuk attacks them. There will be like almost a full-on blizzard by that point. So even though it's only 5 minutes later, or a little while later that the Dybbuk is there, I feel like if it starts to snow here, maybe it could just come down a little harder when the Dybbuk attacks.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. I like it. I like it. So what are you about to draw?
All right, so I am going to. All right, I'm going to draw a panel out of, I think it's page 22, and it's already started. It's just that I want to do some detail work on some of the. Yeah, it's like some of their space outfits, I guess you could say. Some of their spacesuits.
All right.
Some of the characters in the top panel here. Oops, hope I'm not disconnecting that.
So is this after or before Mackenzie got his ass kicked?
This is after. So the war has been fought. They lost.
Yeah, they lost to Donovan. They actually the two sun satellites that I was just talking about, slits of daylight. The second one was actually Mackenzie's at Pikeberg, and Donovan took it from him in a little skirmish that they had, and that's why he has two in his place. Quantum Heights is very well lit up. Oh, they're living the life right now, man. They have like just day glow when the book starts and their parade is going on. It's got to be amazing.
Whereas these dudes don't.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, Mackenzie has nothing. Like we mentioned this a couple of times, where since his satellite was taken and they have no source of light or heat, like people are just freezing over, like the opposite of Pompeii. They're just freezing in the streets rather than being burned and like ash in the streets. That's terrible, man. But I always try to imagine just being so cold your whole life, right? And then the leader of your area gets like two satellites, and then you're pretty much feeling the sun on your face. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be amazing. That's got to be the best. That's got to be the best feeling in the world. You know how good it feels to have a hot shower when you just come in from like a 20-degree day, let alone a negative 150-degree day. Oh my God. I always think about that, man. That's got to be nuts. That's got to be nuts. Like I don't think
I'm a missing eraser.
I don't think the average person really gets how cold this world is. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm always wanting to just portray that, man. So like on the finish of each page, I kind of want to put like that overlay of just like how we did on that little video where the screen itself was freezing over.
Well, I don't want to, the only thing is I don't want to obliterate art. If we can do it without obliterating art, yeah.
I'm talking about like on the edges, maybe the edges or maybe the bottom, or maybe on the panel I'll add like, on the panels, things like that.
I think the word bubble thing is really, really awesome and probably enough. But yeah, if you could do it without obliterating stuff.
It gotta be this thing has to feel like it's freezing when it's freezing. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be nuts, man. It's gotta be bananas. So where are they going for in this panel here? They're trying to just go up and get one?
So they're all let me see if I can fix my lighting situation. Can you guys see this better? This is bad.
It's a little
it's blown out, right? All right, let's see about I just got a different lighting thing going. Okay, how about now? Better?
A little
maybe if I lower my camera.
I think if you just move the page to the right a little bit. There we go. Perfect.
Beauty.
Beauty.
Okay, so I've got Mackenzie right here in the third panel. He's also right here in the second panel. All these people are in the ship right here.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know if you could see those little dots, but those are these people. They are traveling up. If you could see it right here, it almost looks like a camera, like an old camera. But I'm going to put some more detail on that right now. This is actually the sun satellite that they are trying to go and repair right here. Can you see that, Kevin? It's
real. I mean, yeah, a little something. I see it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how well you could see. I think you could see it a little better now. But this satellite right here, this solar satellite, it's got the look of an old camera.
Yeah.
But what happened, it's kind of broken. So all these rows of LEDs, you could say, LED like lights, and then this main focusing thing in the center here, this part over here is broken. So they're going up, like Mackenzie's got this team. This is a last ditch effort. Unfortunately, this page looks like it's, you know, getting closer to being done, but really in reality, there's a lot of debris and stuff that I'll have to draw out here. This is a last ditch effort for this team to go up to this satellite and try to fix it, because this particular spaceship is like the last one that they could use. And this team is basically the last team that he could find. You know, these aren't experts. This is like all the astronauts and people that could have tried to do this have already done this. I think Mackenzie says at one point that 6 teams have gone up and not come back trying to fix this satellite because there's a bunch of debris around it. So in that movie Gravity, when all the debris is floating around and hurting them and busting out their oxygen and all that, same type of danger here.
It's a serious danger, real fucking serious danger. I just saw a scene in some movie where debris just kind of like just went through someone's back, put a hole in them.
It's real. It happens. It's been happening a lot. Every time someone's in space lately, there's debris.
It was an anime movie I was watching. You know, I know I'm just watching nothing but anime these days. It's crazy. I'm going anime nuts.
There was a fantastic scene in Interstellar that regarded all that space debris. Remember when the whole system was spinning, the whole space station, and he had to spin at the precise amount with his spaceship to dock. Otherwise, everything was lost. Like he only had that moment. Okay. I think that the robots that were with them helped the calculations and made it possible for the spaceship to spin at the right portion. But all the debris that like Matt Damon's character had allowed to, like he caused it by his stupidity. I think I just rewatched that movie a couple weeks back.
I haven't seen it since.
Matt Damon was kind of sick with some kind of disorder as well, some kind of disorder that might be present in our world, but not cold related, just that solitude.
Yeah.
This satellite is docked to a structure. Imagine a construction scaffold. That's how I imagine this structure that it's attached to. So all the debris and all the wires and stuff are intertangled. It's got to be this mess up there.
Oh man, there you going in. The light, you're in the washed out part of the light again. Oh, it's kind of coming through now. It's coming through now. Yo, what pencil are you using right now? You keep switching up pencils. I haven't seen that pencil, I don't think.
This is a 0.05 lead. It's called Remedy. I guess it's one of those thick. You remember those pens that you'd buy because it was like a doctor style pen because it
it's fat
this
grip.
is like one of those but a pencil version of that. Actually, you might like it because you like those thick grips. You actually will add a grip to your joint to get it thicker.
I would add tape or whatever.
Well, this might not even be thick enough for you because I know sometimes you like the ones that's almost like a tattoo gun.
Yeah,
this isn't
right.
that thick, but it's
you
thick.
don't cramp up. You don't. The thicker it is, the less cramp you get. The less cramp.
Okay.
Like
that might benefit me because I grip this thing like Wolverine.
I could draw something this thick.
Yeah. You might be a good house painter. Are you good with like the brush, with the molding brush and all that?
Oh, yeah, I'm decent with it.
Put you to work.
I'm decent with it. This is the perfect size grip right here. Let me tell you.
That's a fact. Is that a piece of chalk?
No, it's a marker.
What I was thinking here too is I don't want all the spacesuits here to be matched because of their position in the world. It's like these are like the poor people.
Yeah.
They got nothing. So I was thinking about making a few of these spacesuits different.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
And when you do it, I'm trying to actually draw dirt on it and stuff. So I hope you're getting that.
Organized in this world. You know what I mean? It's not like they have organized armies and shit.
Right. Like this whole situation is effed. Like if you can get that idea across, that's what I think you're getting at when you're talking about the putting ice on the outside of the page and everything. I mean, you just want the idea across that these people are effed. Like in every sense of the word. However we can show that. Yeah, they got mismatched space suits. They got some of them don't got any eyeballs. Things are messed up for them.
It's wild, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to like just penciling some stuff. I'm gonna see how far I could push it.
That's so cool. So exciting.
Yo, the other day it was wild, man. It was like it was cool of like my neighbors and shit. So it was my birthday. Fucking they barbecued outside. Like they had like a barbecue. Like
did they play like a trumpet for you, like 30 feet away?
It was wild. So he had music outside and chilling. But like after like the 5th hour of just hanging outside, kids running around and shit, people were just talking to each other. And I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, y'all, you all fucking up. Like relax. Like it's not over. Like we're having a good time, but you can't be leaning on the same car face to face like this. Like what are you doing? Like people were just it was like 20 people outside in front of the house. I was like, yo, you guys gotta fucking chill out. I'm bugging. So I just I said, I know I say things once, and then I just fucking sat at the top step by myself with this one dude, Dave, that lives down the block. He's on the bottom step. And we just spoke by ourselves over there while everyone was just like huddled up.
So you're concerned about them being so close together?
Yo, but I'm talking about they were just huddled up. You know how you see like normal backyard parties, people have like a beer in their hand, they just stand in a circle talking?
This was even closer than a normal party.
This is just what they were doing. They were just chilling. They were just chilling by the car, just standing in front of each other talking like it was over.
They got a big problem, man.
They're bugging. I'm like, fuck, they're bugging out. It got crazy, man. It got crazy. And I was hurt.
You were hurt emotionally from this?
Probably.
But did you get twisted on your birthday and just have a blast?
I was fucking done. I was finished, man. I was finished. My neighbor was like, yo, I can't believe Kev could drink like this. I was like, who the fuck are you talking to, man?
You just don't get a chance to show your abilities very often.
We just don't chill like that. It was wild. It was a good day. But then everybody's just talking like it's not a big deal. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I think can you zoom in at all on Mackenzie's face? I think if you could zoom in on Mackenzie's face and just like, oh, that's a big difference, bro. Oh, there's a ton of detail in there.
Wait, let me see if I could not warp the page as well.
Yo, you gave him fucking Deadpool's logo on his tube.
I don't know what that is, but that could be changed. I just thought it was some technical.
So what materials do you see? Do you see like metal and glass? Oh, like
Yes.
that plastic and glass?
I see plastic, metal, and glass. Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, that's Mackenzie, man. I see him.
Okay, cool. And then he's also here.
No,
Maybe
oh
a
yeah, I
little
see.
less detailed. But I'm trying to give other people like a personality. This is supposed to be just some chick right here. That's a dude. Maybe he's got some mechanical stuff over his eye. See him?
I see it.
Then there's a dude behind him with a different type of helmet. I just started to construct a different type of helmet than these other people are wearing. And then over here, there's going to be Bernadette is going to be in a different type of spacesuit than everyone else, just for character, differentiation. And there's going to be someone else there too. So there's like 7 people, 6. Oh no, there's someone else behind Mackenzie there too.
I see the camera reference you were talking about now too. I see it.
Oh yeah, so that's like just the workings of the sun satellite. You can kind of see a visual idea of why, if you were thinking, well, why didn't Donovan go after this sun satellite? Well, it's like busted up. It's messed up. And then like, if you could see more of the drawing like that I didn't do yet, like there'll be like debris, there'll be like some poles and some structure that's like scaffolding. And in between the scaffolding, Kev, just like bodies and just awful stuff. Like, what's that movie that you recently watched? I told you, Event Horizon. Up there, this is like Event Horizon. And then down here, you could see evidence of one body floating here in the background. And this ship is, right here, it's like approaching the sun satellite. And here, it's over that scaffolding, and on the next page you'll see that the bottom is open of the ship. These astronauts will float out of there to begin their work to try to repair this sun satellite, like a last-ditch effort just to get something running, even if it's like only half of this, because you see like this side will work, but like that side probably won't work. So they want to get like something going so Mackenzie here can get his people to stay alive.
Nice. I like it. So
that's Albatross Junction, issue number 1. Like I think this is page 22.
I don't have any fucking ideas though, but it doesn't matter. It'll come out.
You're gonna edit all this shit out that just happened, right?